Scream 7's out now. I haven't seen it yet, but to be honest, I'm dreading it. I simply don't see how they can bring back my beloved Stu while doing him justice and not making it a joke. But we'll see. The only hope I have is Kevin Williamson has come back to the franchise. Who knows, it could be really good, but it's going to have to prove it to me. That said, it won't be featured here because I haven't seen it. I'll give it its own review and stick around at the end of this video. I'll give you my Scream franchise hot take. Since a lot of the movie's charm is finding out who the killer is, I'll try to avoid spoilers. Let's get with it. I actually don't hate this one as much as the one above it, but this one is so incompetent and narratively incoherent that it has to be on the bottom. We do get to see Kirby back, but other than that, the movie does nothing right. I hate setting the film in New York. The opening scene sucks, and the ghost face reveal and the ghost faces themselves are simply the worst of all time. My god, there's like 50 of them, and they all suck. By far the worst ending in the franchise. This movie just flat out blows. This one is Scream 2022 or Scream 5 or what I like to call a piece of useless garbage. But whatever you call it, this is the movie I hate the most in the whole franchise. Before this movie, the Scream franchise was remarkably consistent. In fact, I did a personal horror franchise ranking, and I ranked it in the top 5 among all horror series of all time, based on its consistency. There was not a bad film in the bunch, and there were 2 films I absolutely loved. This film brought the series back after Scream 4 ended it perfectly, just to drag it through the mud. This series is every bit Wes Craven's franchise as Star Wars is George Lucas. It was disrespectful to bring the series back after his death. The series should have died with him. Sadly, this is the only Scream movie I ever saw in the theaters, which is more proof that my life sucks. I bet Wes Craven rolled in his grave. This is Horror's The Force Awakens, a sequel that wasn't needed, that brought back characters we loved and mixed in some characters who were inferior, just to crap on what we loved about the old franchise. Everyone loved how Dewey is portrayed here, but I hate it. They screw him around just like J.J. Abrams screwed Han Solo. He comes back as a depressed, lonely, alcoholic man, divorced from Gail, and then they, spoiler alert, kill him. Honestly, Dewey is the one character that should have never died. The man is like Teflon. Every movie he gets brought to near death, and somehow he always comes back for the next film. He's one of the toughest characters in horror history. He earned the right to live forever. Of course, that doesn't mean the movie sucks. They could have done it respectfully, and it could have added to the film, but nope. Dewey, survivor of 7 ghost faces, gets killed by some snotty Billy Stu wannabe upstart who wasn't worthy to carry their jockstraps. It's disrespectful. Besides that, I just hate this movie's opening scene. It's the worst ever. No one even gets killed. The new characters all suck. At the best, they're bland, and at the worst, they're flat annoying. I usually like Jenna Ortega, but she does nothing for me here. All of a sudden, Billy has kids no one's heard about, and one of them sees an AI-generated vision of Billy, who she never actually met. Yeah, whatever. The killers also suck. The whole motive is the recent stab movies based on the true-life Woodsboro killings have started to suck, and they wanted a new murder spree to make the movies better. Are you kidding me? This movie is terrible. I know I'm in the minority with my hatred of it, but in this case, that just means I'm the only one who's right. People say this revitalized a dead series. I say it rudely awoke a formerly honorable franchise that was great the way it was and should have been left to rest in peace. And by the way, it's not Scream without Wes Craven. Scream 3 is the consensus pick for the worst in the series. A lot of people hate this as much as I hate 5 and 6. And honestly, I can see why. This movie has a ton of issues. The writing is considerably worse because Kevin Williamson didn't write it. The kills are pathetic. Truly the worst kills in the series. If it wasn't for the cursing, this movie could have been rated PG-13. You see, Columbine happened pretty soon before this, so they had to tone down the violence. The Hollywood setting just feels sterile, and the movie is oddly all about Sydney, while keeping Sydney mostly hidden a lot of the time. Look, I get it. But I have to say, I still always like this movie, despite its flaws. I can't tell you why, I just do. The characters are cool. Yeah, especially Bud from The Cosby Show. I like how it ties back to the original with the behind-the-scenes element you never knew was there. And I like the Ghostface. He's underrated to me. Look, this is the one movie where there's only one Ghostface. He did it all himself, and not just that, he also had a huge, if hidden hand in the original. That has to mean something. Overall, I agree the movie has numerous issues, but it's still a decent time waster. Okay, here's the thing. Do you like horror movies, cute dog videos, music including rock, rap, and classical, baseball, Star Wars, or DBZ? Well, come here to the Hellbilly Review channel, the only place you can find all that crap under one channel. Like and subscribe. I'm not too proud to beg. And if you only like one of those topics, go to one of my detailed playlists to find the topic you want. Let's get with it. Scream 2 is the only film in the series that I would call overrated. Don't get me wrong, I have always liked this film a lot, but there's people who say it's almost as good as the original, and I don't get it. This movie isn't even close to the original in any way. I like that there's more kills, though the kills aren't as iconic as the originals. I like one of the killers, and I think his motive is wonderfully demented, but I don't like the college setting. The reveal was kinda lame in a way. And the lead killer is just lame as far as I'm concerned. The worst Ghostface, at least the worst not in the new crappy ones that is. And yeah, I hated that they killed my favorite legacy character too, but I don't hold it against the film. Overall, it's a solid and fun film, but one that has no shred of greatness or anything comparing to the original. Scream 4 is the most gruesomely underrated film in the series. It came and went with a whimper at the box office. In fact, it was a flop, probably because Scream 3 was a disappointment. But here's the thing, this movie features the greatest Ghostface since Billy and Stu, period. I did a live stream ranking horror film monsters based on how evil they were, and I gave all the Scream killers the pure evil category except for one, which I gave the main Ghostface in this movie, the only top tier of irredeemable. Frankly, this killer is easily the most evil and ruthless Ghostface ever. It's not close. At least Billy loves his mama. The killer here is incapable of love and cares about no one but themselves. And they prove it by screwing everyone over. And get this, they just narrowly missed killing Sidney and winning. Not even Billy came as close to victory. And the Ghostface reveal is easily the best since the original too. And then it just keeps going on after you think it's over. Granted, the film, until the last 20 minutes or so, is just a perfectly good Scream movie. Probably a little weaker than 2. But then the film just all of a sudden reaches the original film level quality with the last 20 minutes. It's a true surprise. Definitely my favorite Ghostface since the Dastardly Duo. And the film's message about how people sell their souls just to be famous in a soulless media is perfect social commentary. I can't imagine a series ending better than this. Well, Return of the Jedi, I guess, but that's something else entirely. Wes gave us one more gift with this last gem of a film. And by the way, it also features Kirby, who is basically a sexy chick version of Randy, who is my favorite non-OG character. In the beginning, the opening scene that is, man, it is really unique. A lot of people get distracted and don't like it, but I really thought it was cool. Definitely the best since the original, which I consider to be the best opening scene in horror history. Well, you guessed it. The real question wasn't what was number 1, it was what was number 2. The original Scream will always be the best. Not only do none of the sequels hold a candle to it, but there, in my opinion, has never been a movie of any genre that has surpassed it since it was released. Okay, here's my final hot take. This series is incredibly unrealistic. You know the statistical odds that Sidney Prescott would be attacked by 6 different incidents of mass killers? Look, even happening once is extremely improbable, though possible. A second time, yeah, maybe, but it's a statistical anomaly. But then again and again, again and again, it's impossible. If I was Sydney, I wouldn't even leave my house.